we're very grateful to be helping Coca-Cola with their transition even more into digital channels. They've seen a 300% uplift in terms of the use of those channels through the pandemic. And we've seen this more broadly with our customers wanting to accelerate the digitization of their businesses with brands such as BNP Paribas, Bank of America, MUFG in Japan. So covering all regions is this need.
Got a lot of companies moving in one direction to digitalize their operations. I mean, in this deal today with Coca-Cola European Partners, they mentioned that one of the catalysts was a 30% tick up in online food ordering. How permanent, though, is this change in behavior?
I think it's an acceleration of a change in the marketplace that was already taking place. So clearly the very sad circumstances of the pandemic has accelerated that, but we'll see many more customers and companies around the world want to continue to be on this path.
To your previous CEO, Ginny Rometty, about where the business community was in this transition towards digital. It felt as though, despite all the news flow very early on in that digital transformation, now that we've seen this acceleration in some of the trends, where do you think we are in this journey?
We're at the end of chapter one. Initially, companies were simply looking to move their applications from their internal data centers to external data centers. What we're seeing is companies are now looking to look at that more expansively at their business processes and how they can better serve their customers, ensure their platforms have a high level of availability, and ensure that they build them upon open, hybrid, secure clouds. And that's where we feel IBM's strengths come into play.
At the start of the crisis, we were trying to interpret what the impact would be on cloud revenues for a lot of businesses, and there was a feeling like some of the core stuff would remain, but anything non-core might suffer a little bit of a hit. But as you continue to mention some of the deals that you're witnessing, what would you say about business momentum now as we move through the pandemic versus where we were at the start of the year? Have you got more companies willing to press the go button because effectively this is the only growth in town, or are you still seeing some reluctance given the uncertainty?
We're seeing any concerns now starting to melt away, particularly with the quality of the offering we have around our security areas. And that's been evidenced by the quarterly earnings that we announced last week with a 30% increase in our cloud-based revenues. So we're here to help customers on their journey to an open hybrid cloud, which is the most secure in the industry for the enterprise.
Howard, we've all had to become virus experts, watching infection rates, R rates, and what we have witnessed, a big spike in the United States, some problems in Europe with the travel season upon us. Do you have any concerns that the momentum you're witnessing in the business will be impacted by a second wave of infections or a spike come September or October this year?
I think it just continues the actual path that customers are on to accelerate their digital transformation.
Right, and in terms of what we're seeing from the big companies, you mentioned some of those very big names to us that have been inking deals. I think one of the concerns is that very big businesses with fairly deep pockets and access to capital markets have the ability to bring about fairly significant change and maximize these digital trends. Where does it leave small and medium cap companies? Are they at risk of losing out as you see some of these bigger players capitalize on these trends?
So IBM has always been in a position where it can help its customers on these journeys, both in terms of the actual technologies that we provide in the services, but also how we look to help them manage their balance sheet. In the case of the Coca-Cola transaction, we're not only improving the quality of their digital channels, but also helping reduce their operational expenses. And in some cases, customers may decide to actually invest that in these kind of transformations.